Magandang Sabado po ng umaga sa ating lahat at ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa ating Panginoon at nagising po tayo muli sa isang umagang puno ng pag-asa at dalangin ko po na sa umagang ito ay tayong lahat ay nasa malusog na pangangatawan at pag-iisip. Welcome po sa 11:43 DZMR para sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Ako po muli si Dr. Jennifer Gatiwan C., your program host, at samahan niyo po ako sa loob ng kalahating oras at pag-usapan natin ang isang napapanahong usapin. Ang topic po natin sa araw na to is about WINS or short for Wash in School. So dahil nga po malapit na ang pasukan, actually mga ibang eskwelahan nagpasukan na po, but most of our learners will go to school at around last week of July. Ayun. So pag-usapan po natin ano po ang significance o gaano po kaimportante itong programa ng ating Department of Education na tinatawag na Wash in School or WINS, no? Parang English for panalo. Ayan. So bakit nga ba, no? Bakit kailangan nating manalo? Alam naman natin, no, learning is technically fun, but dito sa ating bansa, learning is an uphill battle with a lot of challenges. Maraming pagsubok, no? Lalo na po sa ating basic education system. Dahil kung kayo po ay nagbabasa or nanonood ng balita lately, ang ating basic education system, specifically sa public school system ng ating bansa, ay hindi maganda ang ating kinahinatnan. So, hindi siya winner. Okay? At actually, very dismal nga po yung naging resulta. Pag sabing dismal, nakakadismaya. At isa sa indicator daw ng ang bansa natin sa basic education is yung naging performance niya sa tinatawag nating Program for International Student Assessment or PISA na ginanap po noong 2018. Okay, actually ginawa din po yata ulit to noong 2013. And the results is not good dahil ang ating bansa ay tayo lamang po ay kulelat. No, we placed last in reading comprehension. So mahina daw tayo sa pagbabasa. And second to the last in science and mathematics. Ito po ay ginawa around 79 countries sa buong mundo. Ayan. So sa buong mundo, last daw tayo sa reading and second to the last sa science and math. At sa Asia, ang kulelat daw is Cambodia. Pangalawa tayo. Second honors tayo. So, hindi siya maganda, di po ba? And the major contributing factor sa public, ito sa ating problema, is of course poverty. And because of poverty, no, ang sa eskwelahan, no, yung tinatawag nating basic na mga needs, no, na ay wala. Tulad ng access to adequate water supply, wala. There is an insufficient toilet and proper hand washing facilities. Hindi kaaya-ayang toilet facilities sa ating mga public school system, and the non-practice of hygiene behavior. Ayan, parang hindi tayo conscious sa tamang hygiene. These are the key contributors to hygiene and sanitation challenges. Of course, because of that, domino effect yan, meron siyang mga consequences tulad ng anemia, stunted growth, higher incidence of absenteeism because nagkakasakit niya itong bata, and therefore, nagkakaroon ng learning problem. This could impede the child's learning and ability to stay in school. So, hindi siya natututo. Ayan. So, UNICEF, no, they correctly notes that poverty is linked directly to poor sanitation and hygiene and has therefore emphasized the vital role of the government, no, role po to ng gobyerno para ma-break itong cycle of poverty at gagawa sila ng mga programa to have a good access to improve drinking water and sanitation. So, on the other hand, it has been estimated that around 43.7% and 44.7% of preschool age and school age children respectively ay meron din sila mga problema tulad ng yung sa bulate. Ayan. So, dahil nga na rin po sa kakulangan sa proper hygiene. Ayan. So, dahil doon nagiging usad pagong ang ating pag-progress sa education. So, with the lack of good hygiene practices, no, nagkakaroon nga netong mga soil-transmitted helminth infections or mga bula-bulate na still associated with poverty, lack of access to safe and clean water, poor sanitation. So, compounding na lahat ito. So, other compounding factors include the lack of mechanisms for operation and maintenance to ensure facilities cleanliness and suitability for continued use. Ayan. So, kung minsan daw meron man na nalagyan na, pero yung maintenance hindi na ito pagpapatuloy, kung saan nasisira din yung mga utilities na ginagamit, no? The scarcity of funds for the security and safekeeping of the school property. Ayan. Of property, I mean. So this is urgent, no, in the most highly congested schools in our country. So importante. Yung iba, nalagyan nga pero hindi naman na-maintain. So sana ma-maintain. So best practices around the world show that improving access to and use of water and sanitation facilities within schools and enhancing hygiene and sanitation practices can effectively halt water and sanitation related diseases. Kami po bilang mga pediatrician, siguro sa 10 nakikita namin everyday sa clinic ay kalahati is ubo-sipon, lagnat, no? Kalahati ay mga digestive disorders, mga diarrhea, vomiting. So basically yan yung karamihan. And they are all related to sanitation-related diseases, lalo na pagpasok talaga ng pasukan. So to address this challenge, ang ating gobyerno, with the help of the Department of Education, has been conducting semi-annual, twice a year, deworming program for kindergarten, so sa mga preschool, and elementary school children in all public schools nationwide. So, wag po kayong matakot mga magulang o magtaka bakit pagpasok netong July pasukan ay meron po silang ibinibigay na pang-deworming, pang-purga. Tableta po to na nanggaling pa po ito sa UNICEF with the help of the World Health Organization. So, ito po ay na-implement in the early years of 2006 to 2010. No? Combine po yung deworming with daily toothbrushing and proper hand washing sa isang programa. Ayan. So, pero nung pong taong 2009, okay, meron pong Department Order ng DepEd na entitled Immediate Construction of Water and Hand Washing Facilities in All Schools for the Prevention of Influenza A, H1N1, o mga flu. Nauna pa po ito sa COVID. Okay, so technically these are highly transmittable or nakakahawang flu viruses. So sa kamay din, kaya ano yan, it's a direct order. So nagkaroon po ng implementation ng tinatawag nating Essential Healthcare Program for the School Children. So in-institutionalize na nila yung good health and hygiene practices among students. So partly sa pasukan, yun ang unang itinuturo. These programs propelled the efforts of the country closer to achieve daw yung tinatawag nilang 2015, which is almost 10 years ago, na Millennium Developmental Goal on the reduction of infectious disease and improving sanitation coverage. So, I think medyo nag-improve naman. So, but even with the significant progress, no, yung deworming program, ay yung sa against flu, hygiene, the department still recognized the merit of having a comprehensive approach to the promotion of hygiene and sanitation practices among school children And of course, a clean environment, malinis na kapaligiran in and around schools to keep our learners safe and healthy. So kulang pa daw yun. Kaya, nung taong 2010, pumasok na itong WASH, okay, or WINS, WASH in School program. Ito po isang holistic program for personal health care and environmental sanitation through a set of standards for proper and correct health practices in school. So it goes beyond hand washing and toothbrushing and deworming. So nakasama dun sa key programs of essential healthcare program sa mga elementary. So kasama nandito yung water sanitation, food handling, and preparation, hygiene including menstrual hygiene management sa mga dalagita, deworming, health education, and capacity building. So, mas lumaki ang kanyang programa. Ayun, ito na po yung tinatawag nating DepEd, Wash in School or WINS policy. So, comprehensive program na siya or guideline na i-impose po taong 2016 under the DepEd Secretary Armin Luistro. Ayan. So, naumpisahan po ito sa Pasay City anong taong 2016. So, basically, kapareho po niya yung essential healthcare program ng elementary, pero may mga naidagdag po siya tulad ng menstrual hygiene management. So, aside from hand washing, paghugas ng kamay, pagtututbrush, imo-monitor talaga sila na nagtututbrush, no? Guidelines for biannual deworming. Ayan. So, etong menstrual hygiene management po ay pinopromote po niya yung the right of every girl, mga dalaginding, to safe and dignified management of menstruation using hygienic materials, aided by clean and adequate water supply, with safe and private spaces for personal hygiene concerns, and sanitary pad disposal. So, mamaya di-discuss natin kung paano ito ginawa. Ano? Pero but basically, itong programa nito is it seeks to raise public awareness and provide correct information as well as empower every girl, no, mga dalaginding in managing their menstruation, which is an essential part of the reproductive health. And because of that, no, nagkaroon na talaga ng proper installation of toilets for boys and girls, no, to promote as well gender equality among school children. Kasi meron silang ibang needs, okay, na talagang kailangan, no, by nature. Okay? So ano ang mga key components of Wash in School program? Ulitin natin, 8 po ito. Number 1, yung mga original, the oral hygiene and proper hand washing. So sa school, imo-monitor sila with proper brushing, no? So with fluoride and toothpaste, kung kinakailangan gamitan pa ng dental floss, ayan. So tinuturuan sila. Washing hands can keep you healthy and prevent the spread of respiratory and diarrheal infections. Ayan, dahil nga, syempre, marami silang mga craft projects, tapos naipupuna sa mukha. So, mas na-emphasize to nung COVID, di ba? Ayan, because germs can spread from person to person or from surfaces to people when you touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Ayan, so bago ka kumain, dapat maghugas ng kamay sa paggamit ng banyo before and after maghugas ng kamay. Ayan, so of course, kasama doon sa paghuhugas, kailangan mag-provide ng safe and adequate water supply. Hindi man naiinom, no? Pero at least magagamit pang hugas. So, kailangan they are well provided with toilet for boys and girls, no? Na kung saan they could wash their hands at maganda yung drainage facilities. Aside from that, no? Iiwasan natin yung mga breeding grounds for mosquitoes that carry the dengue virus. So, there should be a proper environmental sanitation So, kailangan matanggal itong mga breeding grounds and proper solid waste management na kung saan hindi nakikita at nilalangaw yung mga basura. Ayan, dapat maayos. Aside from that, no, sa food sanitation, itong pagdating na naman ng pasukan, very important po ito. There's a DepEd order taong 2005 pa po, no, nang nagbigay po ng instructions to ensure consumption of nutritious and safe foods in schools. So, sino po ba ang in charge dito? Ang in charge dito are the regional directors and school division superintendents. They are instructed to oversee the effective management of the school canteens, whether this be school-based managed or teachers cooperative managed. Dahil kumisan, teachers na yung gumagawa ng paraan. No? So, dapat there's an accountability of the school principal for any untoward incident that may happen in the school due to non-compliance with school health policies and food safety guidelines. So ano po itong mga food safety guidelines na dapat gawin itong pasukan? No? The foods in the canteen that are supplied on consignment basis, make sure na they are properly instituted. There should be a written agreement between the concessionaire and the school head, yung mga nagsusupply. The school head should ensure that the food supplier has a business permit and sanitary permit. Okay? Hindi yung basta nag-deliver. Kasi kailangan nila may permit. The school head or the canteen teacher should require a health certificate for the food handlers. Ayan, make sure na hindi sila tinatawag na si Typhoid Mary, yung kusinera na meron pala siyang bakterya at siya pa'y nagkalat ng typhoid sa kanilang community. The canteen teacher shall coordinate with the municipal health officers on the periodic monitoring of food preparation and packaging. So parang mga food taste or nagsasubmit sila ng sample for checking kung they are contaminated or not. Are we doing that? No? May nagsasubmit ba? Food should be nutritious. They must be safe and of course affordable. Ayan, dahil kawawa naman. No? And inspection of the consigned food shall be made before serving or them at the canteen. Ayan, dapat na-inspect. Sino mag-inspect? Merong tinatawag na monitoring team, no, na to make sure na nag-adhere siya sa standards on quality, handling, and serving of food in the school canteen. So, kailangan proper implementation talaga. Kasi kung hindi nako, kaso yan. Okay, so nasabi natin kanina yung menstrual hygiene management na na-impose po noong taong 2016. Meron po itong kasamang booklet, no? Or posters about making reusable pads. Ayan, so recycle. Ayan, so for those people who lack access to emergency sanitary pads at school and home, meron pong DIY on making reusable pads. Ayan, tela po yan na pwedeng nilalabhan. And of course, there's a manual or booklet that serves as a guide for young girls on hygiene management and some menstrual myth, yung mga facts and myths, and most common questions relating to menstruation. Para alam nila kung kailan sila dadatnan, paano sila nagugulat. May baon silang napkin, yung menstrual cycle. Kasi kasama yun sa program ng reproductive health. Ngayon. Aside from that, nasabi natin kanina yung deworming program. So, come January and July, dun po nagbibigay ang ating Department of Education ng mga pampurga sa eskwelahan. So, dapat po i-take ng mga bata yun. Okay? So, of course, aside from that, education on proper hygiene and sanitation among school children. So, teachers po ang in charge dito. So, paano po to ini-implement? Meron po tayo tinatawag na 3-star approach. Ito po ay hindi lang sa ating bansa ginagawa, pero this is an international concept of encouraging incremental improvements towards national or even international standards. Ayan. So, from no star, which is the existing situations for many schools, dahil they have limited or no hygiene promotion, baka wala pa nga silang infrastructure for proper hand washing. Kailangan ng goal natin is umabot sa 3 star. Ayan. So, pwedeng 1, 2, hanggang maging 3 stars. So, may mga operational standards yan na dapat sinusunod. Okay? May mga monitoring and evaluation system. And there's a recognition system. So, kumbaga parang ISO certified. O, yan naman. Yung school na yun, hanapin ninyo kung yung public school na yun ay meron siyang tinatawag na 3 star, no, from the DepEd. At least sigurado ka na iyong anak ay nasa safe environment, malinis na environment, be it a humble public school, specifically also for private school. So as of now, more schools make greater progress in water, sanitation, and hygiene condition. So tumataas naman na daw. Okay? So from very low 9% daw noon, ngayon 1 in every 4, 1/4. Pero malayo-layo pa daw tayo. No? There are around 40,000 participating school and 26%. So parang 10,000 lang yung umabot sa 3 stars. And Region 6 daw yung with the highest percentage of school, no, na mataas ang kanilang standard, having a 3-star rating. Kumbaga sa hotel, 5-star. Sa school naman, 3-star rating. So check kung anong rating ng school ninyo with regards to water and sanitation program. So as we end, no, access to quality education in our country continues to face persistent challenges. Pre-pandemic, nung taong 2019 daw, around 82.4% Filipinos aged 25 and above completed primary education. So, ibig sabihin, elementary yan. Pero, pag-apak daw po ng secondary o yung high school, yung 82.4% bumaba na sa 30.5%. So, hindi na sila nagtuloy sa high school. At mas malala pa pagdating sa college, yung bachelor degrees. From 30.5, it went down to 24.4%. And there's a big disparities between economic groups. Ayan, dahil the wealthiest, yung mga may kaya, okay, umaabot pa rin ng 49% nakakapagtapos ng bachelor's degree. So, isa sa dalawa, okay, na may kaya ay nakapagtapos ng college. So, yung isa, hindi na dahil sa kahirapan. Ayaw niya. Pero sa mga in the lower ranking, no, yung lower class, no, pag-apak ng higher education, only 17% daw of the poorest can afford to go into bachelor's degree. So, sana hindi dahilan ang kahirapan or poor hygiene or dahil nagkasakit kaya hindi na umabot. So the Philippine education system has been undergoing significant reforms naman. Nagkaroon ng mga reforma, okay, to enhance quality and their relevance. So nung na-impose nga po yung K-12 program noong 2017, ang goal po nito is to provide a more comprehensive and globally competitive education. So it's been with us for the past 7 years. But still, challenges are here from the basic infrastructure limitations. Nakita naman natin, no? So babalik tayo sa June kasi hindi kaya ng mga classroom setup yung mainit na panahon dahil wala nga namang air conditioning. Ayan. So aside siguro sa susunod, aside from proper water and sanitation, yung air conditioning unit naman na. Eh, wala nang air conditioning, overcrowded classroom pa. And a shortage, of course, of qualified teachers persists, particularly sa mga rural area. Okay? Far from places. So madami pa talaga tayong tatawirin, aakyatin na mga hurdles, pero sa Panginoon wala pong imposible. At ang dalangin po natin, of course, na in God's wisdom and love, ay bibigyan niya tayo ng talino, ang ating mga leaders, Okay? Mga government leaders, school leaders, teachers, even the parents and their learners na magkaroon tayo ng talino kung paano natin palalakihin itong mga next generation of future leaders. And of course, the learners, may they devote themselves to their studies and grow even closer to God. Siguro maganda na isa sa aaralin natin ay ang salita ng Panginoon dahil ang kanyang salita ang source of all knowledge, ika nga, di ba? Sa kanya lahat ng gagaling ang talino. Ngayon. So, that's it po for today sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Nawa po sa sandaling panahon ay may naibigay tayong linaw at mahalagang impormasyon tungkol sa WINS or Wash in School program ng ating Department of Health. Ang aking dalangin ay mamuhay tayo na Department of Education, I mean. Ang aking dalangin ay mamuhay tayo ng malusog sa katawan at kaisipan. Abangan niyo po muli ako sa susunod na Sabado dito po sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan dito lamang po sa 1143 DZMR, a proud member of KPP. Ating tandaan, ang ating kalusugan ay kayamanang di mapapantayan. Happy weekend po sa ating lahat!